Hello everyone. Fluency development always matters because we do not know in which stage of fluency we are. If we know, then how do we come over all the stages of fluency? This question will always remain on your mind until you get to know the stages of fluency development. We can talk about fluency, its stages and its progress only when we practice speaking and communicating in English language. We know that communication is a complex process. We also know that people need communication to express themselves or to say something and transmit information. Speakers apply language according to their own goals. So speakers must be both listeners and speakers at the same time for effective communication. The reason why the communication has become complex for today's people is because of the amount of importance given by the education system. So speaking is very important in learning second language. It has been and is being overlooked in schools, colleges and universities due to more emphasis on grammar. It is unfortunate that speaking is not an important part of our academic exam. Speaking has been absent for testing since our childhood. You need to understand that speaking in English is a practical subject that you do not find in your academics. The reason for mentioning all these points is to give you an idea how this speaking practice will show its effect on fluency progression, which is required from the very beginning of your language acquisition. We have 3 types of fluency and 5 stages of fluency development. The 3 types of fluency are reading fluency, speaking or oral fluency, and the third one is written or compositional fluency. The 5 stages of fluency development are: number 1 is pre-production, number 2 is early production, number 3 is speech emergence, number 4 is intermediate fluency, and number 5 is advanced fluency. Let us try to understand these stages of fluency development. Number 1 is pre-production. Pre-production is a stage in which people partially understands or do not understand English language. They will try to understand what we try to convey them. Sometimes they even respond by giving monosyllabic answers like yes or no, or by simply nodding their head. So discussion of fluency here in this stage will never arise because people hardly understand language. Early production is a stage in which people understand English and even respond with confidence. They can produce some familiar phrases or construct a broken sentence or a sentence with native language translated English. Fluency practice is required from this stage. The initial thing they need to do is they need to avoid the native language translations to English and practice more structures of communicative English. And also they should practice the phrases that meet their purpose of communication. Speech emergence is a stage in which people have good comprehension. They will be able to produce some meaningful sentences with acceptable English. Though they make some grammatical mistakes or sometimes pronunciation mistakes, their language is widely accepted. Widely accepted is good, but it should be appreciated too. The fluency perfection should reach the language appreciation. In order to develop fluency in this stage, one has to maintain their utterance length and avoid fillers and ineffective pauses. They should also maintain their speech rate. Their language produced should be thoroughly checked and should be practiced until they get perfection. Intermediate fluency is a stage in which people will have excellent comprehension. They speak excellent English with more expression and proper intonations. Here, the language is appreciated. The only difference between the intermediate and the advanced fluency level is sometimes vocabulary and sometimes idioms, because the people in advanced fluency stage will have near native level of speech. To reach the advanced fluency level, you need to get equipped with all elements of fluency along with some good vocabulary and the finest quality of idioms. So now check out under which stage of fluency you fall and strive hard to be perfect in speaking. Thank you.